Alright, so hello everyone, welcome back to Tech with Luther. In this video, we will discuss about dynamic and static typing, as well as the role of Mypy in implementing static typing in Python. Alright, so let's start first with static typing. Static typing means that you must declare the data type of a variable before using it. So let's take Java as an example. So in Java, you need to specify the name of the variable as well as the data type for you to declare a variable, right? So when you run this code in Java, so your code is compiled first by a compiler. Okay, so the compiler really checks your code for incorrect data types before running your program. And on the other hand, when we talk about dynamic typing, which Python uses, there's no need to declare the variable type when using it, right? So let's take a look at the Python code right here. So we just specify age equals to 25, and really that's it, right? So when you run this code in Python, the Python interpreter infers that this variable holds an integer, right? But really in Python, if you have a long script, the variable can be redeclared multiple times and can have multiple data types. And the last declaration of the variable will be the last one that Python will take note of. All right. Now, this gives Python a lot of flexibility and makes writing code easier. However, with flexibility comes with risk, right? Because errors are revealed when code is executed, unlike in static typing, wherein the compiler checks it first before it runs it. In Python, you just need to execute the file, and that's it. Now, for example, you might accidentally pass a string to a function that expects a number. So we have here a function called double, and it accepts an integer and it multiplies it by 2, right? So if I pass 3, it will be equivalent to 6, right? However, I can also pass a string and it will not return any error at all. So if I pass a string 3, it will return 33, right? Now, this makes debugging difficult when dealing with a larger project, as the error often goes, unnoticed. Now, what's the solution to this problem? So we can actually make use of the type annotations, right? So annotating means that you specify the data type. Now you can specify the data type into the three main areas here. So let's go here. So you can specify it using, when you declare a variable, you can specify it in the argument of your function, and also the return of your function. You can specify that. Now, Python does not really care about annotations. Your code will still run even if you use the incorrect data type, right? So for example, if I give an age of 25 right here instead of an integer, Python will still accept it, and it will run the code because Python, again, uses dynamic typing. Now, the only way for annotations to take on meaning is when third-party libraries such as Mypy interprets them, right? So Mypy is a static type checker for Python, and before we install that, you can, again, you need to activate your virtual environment, and then if you've done that, you can just type down pip install Mypy on your terminal. Now, there are many ways to run Mypy, but we will try to run it only using a single file. Now, to do that, you need to navigate to the files project directory. So on my end, I've already done that, and type down Mypy here, and then the name of the file. And let's see what will happen here. But before that, let me just comment that out here on the top so that we can just focus here. So this is the annotation, and this is we've created some errors here for Mypy to look at. All right, so let's run it here. It says, oh, I didn't save it. Let's run it again. Okay, it says here that we have 2 errors here on the file, right? So first, we have one in the line 23, and the second one is line 25. And it says here that the double function here accepts integer, but you pass in a string here. The age here is has a type integer, but you pass in a string here as well. Now, that's the behavior of Mypy. Now, you can modify the behavior of Mypy by adding configuration file. On my end, I just added a .mypy.ini here, and I encourage you to look at the Mypy documentation to see what else you can modify in the behavior of Mypy. And I think that's all for today. With that, I hope you've learned something new. And if you've liked this video, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notification. And if there's a topic you'd love to see covered, please drop a comment down below and let's build this learning community together.